Today we're doing another player battle video, pitting two players close together in ADP to see whether or not we want them in our drafts. I'm giving you my opinions, my thoughts, analysis over what I've seen over the course of this offseason with advanced analytics, watching training camps, and my gut feels on these players. And I'm trying to cover as many players as possible this weekend to help you guys with your draft. So it's a huge buffet, but I'm here for you guys. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're covering these players every day. We're doing deep dives, we're doing battle videos, we're doing deep dives with battles. On top of that, we're looking at the waiver wire extensively, deeper than any other channel. We try to help you get those deep prospects as early as possible. On top of that, we're going to help you set lineups by looking at the matchups, trying to figure out the flow of the game. So going deeper than anybody else. Click that button. Stop missing out. First battle today. Looking at ADP, Omarion, Malik, Nabers are close enough together that we got to explore this. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik, Nabers. Malik Nabers going into year 2. And when you look at the numbers here, he was good last year, getting a lot of targets and opportunity. Russell Wilson's there. You're kind of worried about that. He was banged up in training camp a little bit. I think there's room for growth. And I think Russell Wilson is an upgrade, and Russell Wilson's aggressive downfield that fits Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers is not going to see a drop-off in targets. We're definitely seeing that in training camp. When I'm looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown, I feel safe. Warm, and fuzzy inside. I don't think either of these guys are wrong picks. I think the only thing that could hurt these guys in fantasy football and hurt you guys, is injuries. I guess that would hurt them, so that makes sense. I think when you're looking at either one of these two wide receivers, I think you're okay to make your choice. Let me know in the comments who you like the best. I'm rolling Malik Nabers. I think there's more room for growth. I think there's room for growth to be at Jamar Chase levels. That upside, I'm going to chase that, see what happens. Trey McBride, George Kittle. This is another situation where neither of them's a bad pick. When I look at the 49ers, though, they don't have any wide receivers. Juwan Jennings trying to hold this team up, but he's not good like that. He does not deserve that money. We saw that in the numbers. We called that out multiple times. Ricky Pearsall looks like he's in line for a breakout. You got Christian McCaffrey back, who's going to soak up target share. Where's the ball going to go? Kittle's going to eat. Kittle's going to get opportunities. When I look at Trey McBride, he's going to own a large target share. Kyler Murray's going to look his way. He's safe. I think Kittle being a little bit cheaper, and he's got room for growth here, considering targets got to fly in this offense. There's at least going to be like 30 pass attempts on average in these games here. They got a good schedule. I think Kittle's going to eat. I think he's going to be good. I'm rolling Kittle. Omarion, Hampton, Kyren Williams. Omarion, Hampton's what I got spelled there. But Omarion, Hampton, upside for days. Round 1 running back. There's probably going to be a ramp up here. Kind of saw that in preseason. The speed of the game, everything else. Najee Harris, just watching from the eye patch, looking to take a couple carries away a game. Kyren Williams is safer. He's just a safer running back prospect for the year. Not forever, but for the year. On top of that, when I'm using my top picks, I want to go a little bit safer. I want some upside, but I want to go a little bit safer because I'm taking my risk later in the draft. I think I'm going to roll with Kyren Williams here for 2025. When I'm looking at James Cook, TreVeyon, Henderson, James Cook got a lot of touchdowns last year, and that could regress, but also the Bills, they're good. They can move the football. He's going to be in situations where he's getting touches. He's still going to be good for fantasy football, maybe not to the high end. When I'm looking at TreVeyon Henderson here, there's upside for days. He could be an RB1. He could be a top running back in the league. Definitely looking at that. He could outscore James Cook. The thing about this is there's probably going to be a ramp up here. Maybe not, because Ramondre Stevenson was in and out last year. They were kind of getting sick of it, but Ramondre Stevenson had some okay weeks. I look for them to be a good 1-2 combo. Football-wise, I think fantasy-wise, TreVeyon Henderson is rolling the passing game. They need some juice. This team needs some juice to step forward. They need something to happen with these skilled players, either at wide receiver, Hendo, somebody else. When I'm looking at Cook, he's the safe option. I'm also a little bit more down the board. I'm also down the board in my drafts to a point where I should already have a running back and a wide receiver where I can take on a little bit more risk. I think for a full season, I'm going TreVeyon Henderson, DJ Moore, Devontae Smith. This one's a tough one. But the problem here is the passing rate for the Eagles. Saquon Barkley slowing that down. If Saquon Barkley gets hurt, they're going to throw it more. And Devontae Smith's numbers, fantasy-wise, going to skyrocket. Good target share for a wide receiver 2 on his team. A.J. Brown was banged up. There's a lot of good selling points for Devontae Smith. When I'm looking at DJ Moore, it's the Bears here. This offense should be moving and clicking a little bit better. They made some upgrades to the offensive line. Caleb Williams in year 2 here. You're looking at DJ Moore. He's always steady. He's always doing good production. Devontae Smith's always priced up a little bit high, but still a little bit under the radar, if that makes sense. When I'm looking at this, I'm going to trust like the volumes in the Bears for DJ Moore and for more of that upside. I think for Devontae Smith to really click and get me upside, I need something to happen to Saquon Barkley and for this passing game to open up a little bit more. A.J. Brown's going to soak up target share. You're going to get targets to the tight end, targets to the running backs. In this offense, they're going to slow it down, the red zone, push a little bit. I think I'm going to rack up DJ Moore. Isaiah Pacheco, DeAndre Swift. I think this one's easy for me. I'm going to explore Isaiah Pacheco here. Swift's going to give you a few weeks here where he's going to hit. He's going to splash 3 to 5 games. You're going to feel like you wished you drafted him. Then he's going to fall to obscurity. We're with the Chiefs here. I'm betting on Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be a more efficient offense. Pacheco's done it before. He's cheap. He's actually a little cheaper than Swift, depending on who you're drafting with. But on Underdog, he's a little bit cheaper. I'm going to roll Pacheco. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Tight one here. Fantasy-wise, this is very tight. Football-wise, it's pretty easy to go with Mahomes here, considering what's around him, considering the team. When you're looking at this fantasy-wise, Chase, Higgins, healthy right now. Looking solid. Chase Brown looking good. This is a tight dichotomy. I like the weight on quarterback. So obviously my answer would be go with the cheaper one or go even cheaper and play with those cheaper running backs and stream. If I had to pick one, and a lot of people were down on Patrick Mahomes last year in season for fantasy production. You have to realize that. A lot of people were down on him in season for fantasy production. Like in season, when we were going to war setting lineups, a lot of people were down on what Patrick Mahomes was doing. And that could be the case. But when you retrospectively look at the numbers, it was okay. It got you by. It just did not hit at those sexy levels when you wanted it to hit. When you're looking at Joe Burrow, you have the potential to get those sexy levels with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. This team's not built to go all in for a Super Bowl on the defensive side of the ball. Joe Burrow is going to give you that upside. Patrick Mahomes has that in him. But also, this team runs at a slower rate. They're just more efficient, effective with what they're doing. That affects fantasy football scoring. I think if you're shooting for upside Joe Burrow, I think in real time you're shooting for the cheaper one in your draft. If you're looking at these two wondering what to do, just go for the one that gets drafted later or the one that falls through the cracks is what I'm saying. Ultimately, I am paying cheaper for quarterback. Tyler Warren, Travis Kelce. Tyler Warren is a very good tight end prospect. He's going to be getting targets. He's going to be using the system. I think Daniel Jones might actually pepper him very good. Travis Kelce has Rashee Rice out for 6 weeks, had almost a 25% target share. He's going to get a good target share this year. He's out there, and he's going to be safe. He is the safer play. Cost-wise, they're almost the same unless somebody pulls up on him in your home league draft because he's Travis Kelce and because they recognize the name. If that happens, I like Tyler Warren better because he's cheaper. It's a full season. I think he's going to get targeted. Travis Kelce at cost per underdog, I like Travis Kelce better. But if you're pulling up on him rounds earlier than that in your home league draft, I would prefer Tyler Warren because that's going to allow you to stack up wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back. If you're looking one for one, I prefer Kelce. However, it's going to be a cost thing. Your home league drafts are going to be different. I see a lot of drafts where people are going to pull up on Travis Kelce a little bit sooner than what we're seeing on underdog drafts. However, when they're close in value, I go with Kelce. But with that dichotomy and that value split of that changing, I would like the cheaper version if Tyler Warren is going a little bit later. Ray Davis, Trey Benson. I put this one here to make me think. I like both of these running backs. That's why I'm here. And the thing is, both these running backs, if the starter goes down, James Conner, Cook, if both those running backs or one of those running backs goes down, both these running backs or the guy coming up is going to be rolling. It's going to be a hot commodity off their waiver wire. And when you're looking at them priced in drafts right now, they're a few rounds cheaper than last year, especially Ray Davis. But the thing about this is that they're in the same situation, but probably in a better thought process here. When you think about these running backs, we know that they can cook a little bit on the field. Trey Benson has 4.3 speed. Ray Davis has proven it. The only thing separating these two running backs is an injury. I like them both. I'm leaning Trey Benson slightly due to the 4.3 speed. I want both, though. Tory, Horton, Isaac, TeSlaa. This is another dichotomy that's very tight for me. I like them both. I think they're both going to hit a double-digit average depth of target. You're also seeing if injuries hit these wide receiver depth charts, because if one of those starting wide receivers go down, they're going to have to switch that game up, and that could cause for more targets. I'm also looking at these teams and their game scripts. I think Detroit will be in more situations where they're going to be in over-unders per Vegas, 48 plus. And I think that's going to lean towards TeSlaa when you're projecting out right now, when you do not know the injuries that are going to unfold, and that could present more upside. Where Seattle, even though when we looked at the numbers, they're a little bit more faster paced than advertised, I don't see them in those game scripts as often because they got two good running backs. They're going to lean on that. Where the run game here, Jahmyr Gibbs going to be using the passing game. He's going to be part of the catalyst of the speed and the offense, speed and flow of these scoring games. He's going to be part of that. You can say, well, contradictingly, you can say that with Kenneth Walker and so, but it's different because you got Jamison Williams. You're a little bit more explosive here at your wide receiver 2 spot versus Cooper Kupp. You also got Sam Laporta. You got a lot more options here where you can throw Isaac TeSlaa in as a dart throw in those more explosive matchups and get lucky. Throughout the season, I'm watching both these players. They are both targets of mine later in drafts. And Tory Horton could outscore TeSlaa, especially if attrition hits. And ultimately, you're waiting for attrition in these respective offenses. These are the player battles for today, helping you get your mind rolling before you start the drafting. That is what we're doing. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.